My husband's best friend moved in and started acting like my husband, so I made him choose. I came home to find another man wearing my husband's clothes, using my skincare products, and sleeping in our master bedroom. No, David wasn't cheating on me. Something much weirder was happening. 8 months ago, we offered David's childhood best friend Jake our guest room when he lost his job. Just temporarily, we said. What a joke that turned out to be. Jake didn't just move in. He took over. Our entire marriage became about what Jake wanted, what Jake needed, what made Jake comfortable. And my husband? He acted like this was completely normal. It started small. Jake commenting on my outfits. That's what you're wearing to dinner? Rearranging our living room because our setup was inefficient. Complaining about my cooking like he was paying rent instead of freeloading. Then it got worse. Jake started planning guys' nights every Friday, effectively banning me from my own living room. When neighbors came by, he'd answer the door and introduce himself as David's partner, not roommate. Partner. I tried talking to David, but Jake had poisoned that well too. Suddenly, I was controlling and unwelcoming. According to Jake, I didn't understand male friendship. According to David, I was being unreasonable. The final straw? I caught Jake using our master bathroom because the guest shower had terrible pressure. He was wearing David's shirt, using my expensive serum, and acting like he belonged there. That's when I realized what was happening. Jake was living like David's spouse while I was being treated like the unwelcome third wheel in my own marriage. So I decided to show everyone exactly what that looked like. David's birthday was coming up. I planned a dinner party and did something that still makes me smile. I seated Jake in the host position where I usually sat. When our confused friends arrived, I cheerfully introduced Jake as David's life partner, who made all the household decisions. Then I presented Jake with a custom apron. In front of everyone, it read, "Man of the house." The silence was deafening. I explained to our stunned guests that I was just the tenant who helped with bills. Jake and David were the real couple here, obviously. The question started immediately. Are you guys in a polyamorous relationship? David, what's going on with your marriage? Is this some kind of midlife crisis? David's face went through every shade of red in the spectrum. Jake started stuttering excuses that made everything worse. Our friends looked at David like he'd lost his mind. Jake stormed out. David's parents called the next day demanding answers about why their son was living with another man instead of his wife. For the first time in 8 months, David chose me over Jake. Sometimes you have to hold up a mirror to show people how ridiculous they look. My marriage survived, but it took public humiliation to wake my husband up. Jake found a new place within the week. Funny how quickly he could apartment hunt when properly motivated.